camera has been located. Attack camera at once.
Happy. Staying drier is nicer with a little tickle.
You're watching Terror City TV 13. Coming up next, Lumpy digs through horror's trash heap, so you don't have to. It's the Lumpy's Worst of the 80s Marathon, only on TCTV 13. Technically television.
Oh God, please don't hurt me.
You know, killing teens in their dreams really can wear you down. But when I get a craving for a killer snack, I grab Pop Nuts. The crunch.
1980, a year that gave us Friday the 13th, The Fog, and Maniac. Some truly great horror films. But, by process of elimination, there has to be a worst. And that's where I come in. I'm Lumpy. I watch crap. And today, that crap is Alien Dead, a movie that has no aliens, no story, with acting even worse than the zombie makeup. Let me give you a taste of what I'm talking about. The first straight minute is a dude typing. That's followed by 2 more minutes of a barely visible couple in the swamp, in a boat, bitching about the migration patterns of alligators. I know that sounds like a Monty Python sketch, but it's not.
There ain't no gators in the swamp. There ain't been for months. I know this is so, but no one, including those of us who look for 'em, ain't seen one since September.
Now's when I would go into the whole plot of the movie, but the main reporter character guy sums it up in a few seconds. Look.
That meteorite didn't kill those people. It turned them into a bunch of goddamn monsters.
And to think all those people are out there looking for an alligator.
See? It's like a crazy zombie movie posing as an alien flick, doing neither one very well. And who are the characters in this cinematic turkey? First, we got the sheriff, who's about as friendly as the devil with a hangover.
Sheriff, have you got any idea what made those marks on her body?
What do you think I look like now? What do you think I look like, Corman? Of course I don't know.
Then there's the deputy, who leers like a goofball at some clearly stock footage topless chick. Look at this guy! How long is he gonna sit there drooling?
Unit 2, what is your 1020? Come in, Unit 2, give me your 1040, on your 1020.
Then there's Shawn Michaels.
You got me!
No, not that one. This one still has her smile. She's a country bumpkin who aids the reporter, Jack, the annoying typer from the beginning. It's not lost on me that the only half-intelligent person in the film is the only one without a southern accent. I'm just saying. But this whole film feels off. It's like they filmed a porno but forgot to bang. Explains the creepy deputy, at least. So, it's zombies. Do they look any good? Well, it depends on the angle and your gender. If you're a dude, you get a rubber appliance and some fake blood. If you're a lady, you get pancake makeup and you look like you miss your daddy. And pause. Look at this actor. The asshole's looking right at the camera. Then there's the pacing. Every shot feels 8 seconds too long. Or the scene just gives up.
Well, I tell you what, Sheriff, I'm going to investigate the swamp.
But hey, at least it has a punchy ending, right? Much like the audience, it just kind of lost interest after a while. I feel you, movie. I feel you. So, is there anything redeeming about Alien Dead? I mean, it's short. It's only like 75 minutes long. Let's see, did I mention the sheriff sucks?
You'll have a swamp full of hicks out here shooting at each other if you do that.
Shooting at it. Let me tell you something, boy. Better shooting out here in the swamp than in town there.
And if you enjoyed watching me suffer through this mess, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell because that does something too. I don't know, I don't read the manual of this thing. Oh, and if you really love us, join our Patreon or buy a shirt or something on basement1f.com. We could sure use the support. Tune in next week when we see what kind of crap fell to the bottom of the pile in 1981. See you next time, folks. And remember, every year has a worst, and I'll be right there to watch it. Because, reasons. Bye.
I really don't know what we're doing out here. I don't even know what we're looking for. The more I'm out here, the more I'm convinced there's just nothing to see.
A scientific wonder becomes a nightmare.
Someone's walking around with enough explosive to turn the city into a pancake.
A power that could mark the beginning of the end.
No problem.
Huh?
It's a photomat policy.
The Photomat Picture Pickup Promise. There's a Photomat store around here.
There are bad horror movies, and then there's Night of Horror. A movie so padded, so boring, so insultingly stupid that I swear I lost brain cells watching it. I mean, like, more than usual. And this came out in 1981, the same year that gave us Evil Dead, An American Werewolf in London, and My Bloody Valentine. I mean, horror was thriving. Then how did something this craptastic sneak in? So this is Night of Horror. And if you think the movie's about a horror that occurs at night, then you already put more thought into it than the actual filmmakers did. Because the whole movie is just a story a guy's telling. Which guy? Well, it takes a bit to describe him because the first 5 minutes of the movie are their fucking backs.
I've had some thinking to do.
Yeah, that's what Gail was telling me.
Oh, man, you steal away for a little while, and everybody starts getting all excited.
But this is Steve, the guy that looks like he came in fourth at a Frank Zappa lookalike contest. And he's the one telling this story. This long-winded, nonsensical horseshit of a story.
Now, this new album, especially with the single doing so good,
look, just don't worry about it, huh?
It feels like I'm listening to band drama, and instead of telling the guy the truth on why he's been fucked up lately, he just makes up a really bad story, but doesn't fully think it out. And now I gotta listen to it.
Look, if you want to get stoned after you get the songs down, and you get to rehearsal through and you know what you're doing, that's fine. But man, you know that you can't go in for new songs rehearsing like this.
Did this guy really just say you can't be a musician while you're stoned? I can think of several dozen bands that would disagree. Also jazz musicians. Once Zappa Light over there gets to the actual story, we're treated to 3 straight minutes of unnarrated driving. Why? I don't even like watching driving when I'm driving. But then we get treated to a poetry reading from Zappa's half-sister-in-law.
And my lord, he loves me well. But when first he breathed his vow, I felt my bosom swell.
Seen and experienced it all before, and I knew then that she was for real.
Like, he keeps going on about how he's super attracted to her, though it never, ever transfers in the film, ever. Anyway, she's married to Jeff, Zappa's half-brother. A man who acted with his face so poorly, I actually looked up if he had a muscle condition.
Come on now. You know Dad wasn't all that bad.
Dad? Oh, man, that is incredible. After all he put us through, you come along and call him Dad, almost like he was a real father.
Turns out he just sucks.
Oh, don't worry, it was nothing. Just a lot of bent metal and police cars and people stopping to gate.
Phrasing?
What's the matter?
Getting these awful feelings.
They all went out to see what was going on.
But he was right here.
That's right, I saw him too.
It's like he just disappeared.
But he was here. I feel it.
Oh good, we're driving in the RV again. Driving montages make my dick itch. But now the half-stepsister starts getting visions of Civil War reenactments and drawing people like Napoleon Dynamite. And then the RV breaks down.
That is really fine. We're stuck here until Steve can get that muffler fixed.
Hold up, pause. A broken muffler just killed the whole vehicle? You know the muffler's just a noise reducer, right? I mean, it does other stuff too, but you can drive without one. Jesus, I thought Alien Dead was dumb. But at least their car didn't die from a bad muffler. But then again, they were too busy creeping on stock footage of topless chicks to give a shit. Now the stepsister-in-law lady is actually getting the feels from a battalion of Civil War ghosts.
Wait, others? How many of you are there?
Damn. So, naturally, the answer is a roadside seance. A sentence I never thought I would say out loud.
Try to stop all thoughts of evil, of hate, all thoughts of fear.
Did she say beer? Then a bunch of shadows show up and start talking like they're too polite to ask for a drink of water.
We were volunteer unit.
We joined because we believe.
And they talk for a while, meanwhile showing Civil War reenactment footage, which feels like a trap at this point. Like telling me you're going to show me a horror movie and then you just kick me in the nuts with your once-a-month hobby. Anyway, after that, 5 minutes of 3 people walking in the dark digging a hole, with no talking. You know, if you clip out all the useless driving, poetry, Civil War reenactments, and night digging, you get roughly 10 minutes of not actually wasting my goddamn time. I mean, seriously, watch it. I mean, no, don't watch it. Unless you have some sort of boredom compulsion. Or insomnia. Now, you might be thinking, wait, Lumpy, you didn't tell us the ending. And you're also really handsome. But yes, I did. And thank you. The dark lurching trio dig up some bones in a hole, and then we just cut back to Zappa, and he, kind of finishes up the story. The end.
I know these things happen, but I just can't accept that they happen to me.
Will you shut the fuck up? I'd rather watch Alien Dead. Again. Well, that was Night of Horror, the worst horror film of 1981. As for 1982... like, subscribe, and if you really love us, throw a few bucks at us on Patreon at patreon.com/basement1f. Or buy a shirt or something at basement1f.com so we can afford therapy after watching this horseshit. Bye!
I had Excalibur.
You took your camper all the way across country? Are you crazy? What'd you use for money?
Chocolate milk and batteries.
Hey dwellers, we've got something new from Basement 1F. These are sledges, handmade, each one a little different. They're $50 at basement1f.com, and yeah, they're solid work.
Damn it, who let the sledges out?
And then there's the Terror City Citizens, premium belts. These are for collectors. All handmade, unique, and extremely limited. If you've wanted a real piece of Terror City, now's the time. Basement1f.com. Take a look, cause we kinda need a new camera.
1982 gave us horror classics like Creepshow, Poltergeist, and John Carpenter's The Thing. Absolute bangers, every damn one of them. But did you know 1982 was also the year of the first horror film that was made entirely on VHS? No, really. And that movie is Boardinghouse. Which is what happens when you give a horny guy just enough cash to make a film, but not enough talent to make it any good. By the way, I'm watching the theatrical cut, the way it would have been seen in 82. So, a dude inherits a house. Actually, hang on a sec. I need to show you the opening of the first few minutes. Why? Okay, so a dude inherits a house with a strange history of crimes. So naturally, he fills it up with nothing but women with the intention of making the place some kind of bang pad.
Girls, girls, girls. If you're between 18 and 25, unattached and beautiful, then I want you to share my 10-bedroom house with me.
He struts around in a banana hammock, by the way. Oh, and he has the Force, or whatever.
Focus. Move. Focus.
Did I mention that this dick-flaunting, harem-having telekinetic is the hero of the movie? And is played by the writer and director.
You have a really sexy body. Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Mr. McWeirdeyes took his late-night wank nightmare and made a film out of it. Starring him, naturally. I get why this was taped on a camcorder now. So Jim, in addition to his hypnotic sex appeal and endless wardrobe of Speedos, also has telekinetic powers.
Watch.
Why? Don't ask questions. The movie had no answers. He can just move stuff with his mind like a sex-starved Jedi. Okay, so just a Jedi. I swear to you, Jim's banana hammock gets even more screen time than some of the actual characters. Every time you think the camera's gonna cut away, bam! There's his nuts, just swinging in the breeze. Like it's got its own SAG card. Now let's talk about the villain. Or at least whatever the hell's supposed to be the villain. Because much like everything else in this movie, it doesn't have a goddamn idea. So we've got some kind of phantom killer, right? Or a ghost, or a demon, Or a leftover fever dream from Jim's overly tight nut warmer. Who knows? The movie sure as hell doesn't. Sometimes it's an invisible force, flinging people around. Sometimes it's a dude in a pig mask. And sometimes it's just random people dying with no explanation. It's like the movie kept losing the script and trying to go from memory. And then, because Boardinghouse can't just let nonsense rest, one of the random women suddenly gets psychic powers too. Because fuck it. Now, I'm not all negative. The movie has more than a few pairs of boobs. And if you dig Hog, well, his is practically the co-star. The gore isn't a total embarrassment. And if I'm being real, the VHS thing didn't really bother me that much. The movie tried. You can tell someone cared. Unfortunately, that someone was a horny narcissist who thought his psychic Speedo fantasies deserved a theatrical release.
Well, what do we have here, girls?
Just a little mind over matter.
So, what did we learn today? That if you have a camcorder, a Speedo, and an overinflated ego, you too can make a horror movie. That sometimes is the scariest thing about horror. Look, Boardinghouse is a dumpster fire, but it's a hilarious dumpster fire. It's so bad, so weird, so relentlessly horny that it loops back around into being kind of entertaining. So I can actually say for the first time in this series, watch this movie. Not because it's good, but because it's so unbelievably stupid that it turns into a good movie over time. Chemical enhancement might be recommended. As for 1983... okay, it's definitely recommended.
The rats are coming. The werewolves are here.
1983 gave us Christine, Cujo, and the Dead Zone. A strange year for horror. And a decent year for Stephen King. But that's not bad, that's good. You want bad, and Sledgehammer is the worst of 1983. Shot entirely on VHS, Sledgehammer tells a story of... well, it starts with a mom verbally abusing her kid.
So you again, you little brat, you're gonna get in that closet, and you're not gonna say another word this evening. Shut up!
She locks him in the closet so she can sleep with just the sleaziest guy I've seen in a while. And I'm from Muckhaven. But then, bam! Wait, was that really the... alright. Well, cut to 10 years later, says the camcorder. An event full of jackasses emerged to remind everybody why I live in Terror City.
All right! Woo! We made it! We actually made it! Woo!
And who are these reprobates? Let's go with Hall & Oates and Arn Anderson as the heavy. Oh, and Mr. First to Die, so he's not really important. But that's not all. They have also brought their partners. Though I don't know why, since Hall, Oates, and Arn seem like the kind of bros who live by the credo, it's not gay if our eyes are closed. And speaking of ladies, these dill holes are terrible to them.
Get this shit out of here. I gotta go get a beer.
What's a ham and cheese without a little mustard?
They even devote a full 2 minutes to Hall basically assaulting one of them, in slow-mo, to romantic music. Now, watch it at regular speed with accurate music. This is the next 35 minutes of the film. Are you shitting me? We start with a head smash, granted a lame one, but then for the next 35 minutes, we get a homoerotic vacation video of fees-dattering nabobs as they torment their girlfriends nonetheless. This is just unacceptable. Bring on the sledgehammer. These douchebags gotta die. So after 35 minutes of food fights and terrible pranks, we get the first glimmer of hope for something horrific.
Now we're gonna have some real fun. I'm talking about a seance.
Okay, here we go. They're gonna call the wrong spirit and Sledgehammer Monster Man's gonna return. I like it. It took too damn long, but...
It was a gag. Me and Joey set the whole thing up.
Edging to horror hurts in a different way. But hold on. We got a killer in the house. I see the hammer. Let's get to smashing. Or use a knife, I guess. But now one of the gang is missing, so it's time for a search party, right? Whoa, oh, sorry. The door was unlocked. Wait, hang on. What are you doing, soaking? Though nice blanket over the butthole there, Oates. Oh, and you see one lady nipple in the whole movie. You see it 3 times, but just the one. The other nipple asked for too much money. All right, here we go. Hammer time, baby. I'm sorry, are you worried about breaking it or something? Is it like your only hammer? I mean, sentimental value, I get it. What the head! Sledgehammer shots are for the head! Well, we got a good look at the killer at least. And he's a big boy. Like Shelly from Friday the 13th Part 3 if he got a lot taller. Oh, my mistake. He's just a little fella. Strong pimp hand, though. Alright, now I think you're fucking with me, movie. You don't know what the killer is. Sometimes he's a flesh and blood person. Sometimes he's a kid. And sometimes he's a teleporting ghost. And sometimes he's a teleporting ghost kid. I don't know, and I got a feeling the writers didn't know either. Oh, check this out.
Christ.
So you know what you should always do when stumbling across a crime scene? Say like a double murder? The only thing you really want to do is move the bodies around and especially touch the murder weapon. Spread those fingerprints. Dumbass. Okay, let's see. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Ah, Arn Anderson versus Sledgehammer guy. Okay, that went nowhere. Let's see. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Ah! Hall is on the scene to protect... How is the drywall doing damage to you, Jello Bones? Alright, so classic brute man versus frightened female. Got a Michael Myers Laurie Strode thing going on. I'm on board for that. Oh, never mind. The man is here to save you. And he kills the giant man ghost kid thing with the sledgehammer. Then Hall and his lady friend get away as the killer ghost kid looks on from the attic like he's waiting for his late Uber. Alright, hang on. I gotta talk to the killer for a second. Dude, what are you doing? Look, Mom was mean to you, so you killed her and her sleazy boyfriend. I get it. You took it a little far, but I get it. But like, are you a ghost or a crazy man that transforms into a slap-happy kid whenever he wants? Your backstory is fuzzy, that's all I'm saying. Huh? I know you didn't write the material, but you gotta say something at some point, my guy. You think this random encounter of a murder man ghost you got going on here is gonna spawn any sequels? Dude, I just watched your movie and I don't even know your damn name. That's not great for sequel material. What? Oh, you want to change the art form? Well, I thought you wanted to feed your family. A family that you murdered. Okay, so you're not in it for the money. I can respect that. But just maybe one concession for me, if you don't mind. If you could just tell us if you're a ghost, that's all. That's all I want to know. Like, if I fight you, do I bring Dr. Loomis or Peter Venkman? That's all I want to know. That went deeper than I meant it to.
Some of you have probably already heard what I'm about to tell you.
That this movie sucks ass? I know, Hall. I know. Well, that's Sledgehammer, the worst horror film of 1983. As for 1984...
Jim Cotter. Now playing at the Terror City 9 Drive-In.
1984 spewed A Nightmare on Elm Street, Gremlins, and Chud out to the masses. But did you know it also coughed up a dry, boring hairball by the way of The Devil's Gift? And did you know that it's slower than frozen blood and is as tense as 20-year-old sweatpants? So you want to know what The Devil's Gift is? Well, it's one of those toy cymbal monkeys. The devil isn't exactly known for fantastic gift-giving. Oh, and if the film looks oddly familiar, that's because it was re-edited into the movie Merlin's Shop of Mystical Wonders like years later, which was tackled by Mystery Science Theater 3000 in the 10th season. That aside, let's start this Stephen King look-alike. We open with a drunk fortune teller talking to the dead on a Ouija board, but somehow she traps a demon and a toy monkey while doing it. Man, talk about being bad at your job. Then the demon monkey slaps hands and lightning strikes a model of a house, assumingly killing the fortune teller. And that's all the action you're getting for the next 25 minutes of carnival going, gift shopping, and birthday party having. Enter David, proof that you don't need charisma to lead a film. Him and his son live in a dry suburb, where the neighbors are friendly.
It's like a great day for the fair. I know. It's all I've been hearing about all week.
I mean, it might even lean towards awkward flirting.
Girl. What, gee, David, what a meanie. Give me a break, will you?
Not so fast, Jack Tripper. Our boy David has a girlfriend, and she's got the perfect gift for the kid's birthday.
Where did you ever find that? Look at that.
The fact that the dad's girlfriend got the kid the lamest present is the most sadly accurate part of this whole film. No one likes Chinese checkers, Joyce!
Go!
No, what are you doing? Those are gonna be worth a fortune in the future! Dumbass kids!
Rock and roll Martian. Rock and roll Martian.
But, not long after the monkey's arrival, his reign of carnage begins.
What are you doing in there?
No, that's not it. Though he really is acting thirsty, isn't he? Plants? You're not quite Chucky, are you? I maintain that that fly died of a heart attack.
Charlotte.
I think we must have given her too much food, son.
Okay, maybe he's just working his way up. Guy's gotta have an issue with confidence or something. You guys don't have a cat or a dog or...
Sparkle's dead.
No.
And I'm gonna go ahead and call time. So, a lot of us horror fans love gore. We swim in the stuff if we could. Let the humans pile right up. But I can confidently say near 100% of us hate it when the dog dies. Idiot. Oh, that's better. I'm not scared. Now I just have trust issues. Well, more trust issues. Also, the monkey can possess the girlfriend? Then why be a toy monkey at all?
Susan! Dad!
What the hell were you doing?
Dad!
You don't know! What do you mean you don't know? Susan?
Does anyone else feel bad for her? Me either. Then finally the dad figures out that the monkey did it all, after consulting with the world's most argumentative medium.
My God, David.
From there, he tries to get rid of the toy demon primate, without it noticing, which is as dumb as you just pictured.
Bingo.
See? Well, it doesn't work. And the son finds the toy in the trash. Yep, he just tossed the cursed toy into the garbage. Have you ever thought about being a Ghostbuster? You clearly have a knack for this.
Hey, would you like to meet new friends?
Is anyone else getting after-school special vibes? So the dad sees the monkey is about to signal the kid's exit and stops him just in time. Then he grabs the toy and drives off after his kid almost died.
Hey, get him inside, will you? Man, you're right. Okay. What the hell are you doing? Get him inside. Why don't you watch where you're going?
Not just me? All right. That was the climax of the film, by the way. Dad buries the monkey and gets kinda dirty. Riveting. Does anyone want to share this seat I'm on? I only need the edge for this movie. Yay, Grandma's home! I guess she was gone. Oh, and she brought a gift. Come on, you know it's the damn monkey.
Isn't it, darling?
Well, the dad flips right the hell out and tries to clear the house. But then... Yep, that's the ending. A blank screen and a sound effect. Does that even count towards the body count? I'm saying no. No body means no murder. Any cop will tell you that. What that does leave us with is the following body count. One old fortune teller via exploding miniature, a few houseplants, one house fly, a goldfish, a dog, boo, and a possessed girlfriend, not silly, but alive. Was this a made-for-TV movie about the dangers of antiquing? You know, between The Devil's Gift, Monkey Shines, and The Monkey, this toy kind of has a decent filmography. This film still sucks, though. Well, that was The Devil's Gift, a slow burn pseudo-horror ride to mediocrity. And it's as horrific as a plate of chicken wings. But that was 1984. As for 1985... Was everything on VHS dipped in Vaseline?
Is your home overgrown with gross vermin? Are you tired of uninvited guests scaring across your floors? Well, worry no more. Hi there, I'm Chuck, founder of Chuck Hates Bugs, and I'm here to make your nightmares disappear. Whether it's spiders, roaches, or the occasional gremlin, my team and I are ready to tackle any pest problem, big or small. With over 20 years' experience in dealing with Terror City's most terrifying pests, and 3 as an exterminator, I guarantee a bug-free home or your money. So remember, when creepy crawlies invade, don't get scared, get Chuck. Call Chuck Hates Buds today. That's 555-384-2241. If Darlis answers, just ask for me, Chuck. Don't let pests give you the creeps. Let Chuck and his team take care of them peeps.
1985 gave us Fright Night, Demons, and Day of the Dead. You know, actual movies. But somebody got a camcorder for the birthday, and now I gotta sit through Blood Cult, a horror detective movie starring your grandpa. Easily the worst horror film of 1985. The box proudly claims that this is the first horror movie made for the VHS market. Right. I think Boardinghouse and Sledgehammer would like a word. But hey, first or not, this one sure feels like it was filmed first. We kick things off with a sorority girl taking a shower, which lasts way too long and not nearly nipply enough. Suddenly, a black-coated figure creeps in and hacks her up with a cleaver. Her arm gets cut off and the weird gold medallion with a dog's head is left behind. And now we meet our lead, Sheriff Ron.
It was after the second body was found that I personally took over the investigation of the sorority house murders.
No, I'm not joking. He's the hero of the movie. A man so passive, he makes Matlock look like John Wick. He's less concerned about a string of mutilated women than he is about his re-election campaign.
I was in the midst of an election campaign for the Senate, and unless I produced a suspect soon, I knew my campaign would sink.
And instead of, investigating the murders, he outsources the work to his daughter, Tina, the librarian.
Did you find out anything about those trinkets I gave you?
Yeah, a little, but...
Probably for the best, since Ron's idea of investigative logic is just to blame Dungeons and Dragons.
Could this be some kind of Dungeons and Dragons game or some scavenger hunt going on around here somewhere? You heard anything?
I'm not kidding. He seriously tries to pin the murders on D&D twice in this movie. Like the killer's out there throwing dice and stabbing virgins for XP. I know D&D. Todd runs a game in the basement. Monopoly is a more evil game than Dungeons and Dragons. Definitely more cutthroat. And I know there was that whole satanic panic about D&D for a minute in the 80s, but imagine blaming horrible crimes on a game. Wait, we still do that. Ugh. So the cast of Blood Cult comes in 2 varieties, homely and really homely. Everyone looks like they just came to the set from a chili cook-off. I'm not trying to be mean, but I guess it's happening anyway. Also, the daughter needs help with her makeup. So, maybe it's Maybelline and her goober boyfriend Joel take up the case. Joel looks like the understudy for an educational film about stranger danger. Up next, truly one of the dumbest scenes in all of horror history. A woman goes through a school lunch line, and we see all of it. Tray selection, food scooping. I thought I was back in high school for a minute. And then she finds a severed finger in the salad. Now it really sounds like high school. Anyway, later on, Ron is at a diner and someone spikes his coffee just before he does a stakeout to find out where the cult might be.
Sheriff, you all right? Yeah, I'm just a bit dizzy, that's all.
While he's tripping his old nuts off, the entire cult, including his daughter Tina, show up and explain their motives like their goddamn Goldfinger. Their plan? Kill women, collect body parts, and stitch together a new meat puppet to offer to their dog god. Sure.
A body to make the sacrifice complete.
Just to make this clear, they're chopping up girls and taking body parts so they can take those body parts and sacrifice them. Kind of a hat on a hat. By the way, that already is human sacrifice. You don't need to go bring the pieces back and kill them again. And then Oldie Han over here wakes up in the hospital like nothing ever happened.
No, I don't remember.
And there's still 30 minutes of the movie left.
You have an election coming up, and I want you to be in good shape.
Yeah, sure need to be in good shape.
Sheriff Depends does another stakeout, this time outside a girl's dorm where Tina's tutoring, all while chomping on a bag of Arby's. Man, they really undersold the film's sex appeal, didn't they? After hearing a ruckus, Pappy walks on in to see Tina, teased out like Stevie Nicks, eyes wide, murdering Joel, her doofus boyfriend.
Not you.
She launches into a deranged monologue about how she did it all for her dad's career, which is hilarious, because if this was the plan to get Dad reelected, I don't know, maybe a billboard next time? Then, after far too much whining from both of them, Tina takes the world's slowest walk to the roof and then eats herself off. And that's the big finale. But when the camera zooms in, we see that the daughter has opened her eyes. And then we go to credits. Why? Blood Cult fails on every level. The plot is nonsense, the acting is comatose, and the dialogue sounds like it was written 5 minutes before shooting.
The killer walks right in, kills a young girl, takes part of her body and leaves, teasing us with a coin he leaves on each body. That's weird.
The cult makes no sense, and their motive is laughable. And the whole movie sounds like the cast is sedated.
That's weird.
No, I'm not all bad news. There's good things too. Let's see. Well, for VHS, it's not horrible looking. Though it does do that weird fisheye lens thing seemingly at random. Well, that's the worst horror film of 1985. As for 1986... Wait, was that on film? Is this not VHS? Things are coming up lumpy.
Is there a gas station around here where I could get some gas?
Oh no.
You're watching Terror City TV 13. Hey, you still watching Lumpy? Well, get ready for more, because the Lumpy's Worst of the 80s marathon continues. Only on TCTV 13. Technically television.
Devil Story is a film that blatantly lies in its title. There's no devil in it, and there's sure as hell no story. The film plays like it was a mixtape of terrible horror scenes, one after the other. Kind of like a sad boner jam. But this was from 1986, the year that gave us Aliens, The Fly, and From Beyond. Wow, that's a lot of body horror. But hey, Devil Story may not have xenomorphs or brundleflies, but it does have a motley crew of D-list horror villains. And a horse. We'll get there, but first, random murder. And we got our first baddie. Some sort of mutant that looks like the monster from Young Frankenstein. He's basically a murder machine for the first 5 minutes of the movie. Later, you meet his, I think, mom? Who's a stereotypical gypsy lady? Alright. Like I said, Frankenface randomly kills anyone he sees. And all while making race car sounds with his mouth. And now, cut to a castle. What was that supposed to be a joke? Or was that supposed to be like mood? Anyway, our normies for the film have shown up for a weekend getaway, hosted by Aunt Bee and her camo-clad husband. The couple in question is a blonde lady and her goes missing right away so who gives a crap boyfriend. And then, landing, out of nowhere, like a bad Power Rangers villain, is a mummy. A mummy! Did I mention we're in France? Well, he's here to pick up his girlfriend from the cemetery. Like the goth date I never had. Anyway, she pops out of the coffin looking like Rosanna Dana and sporting the same face I had while watching this mess. Blonde lady stumbles her way there too, by the way. Oh, and both the blonde lady and Mrs. Mummy are played by the same lady. I'm sure that has deeper meaning. What am I saying? Then the blonde lady, seeing a chance to escape, accidentally gives us one of the most awkward struggles I've seen in a horror film. Is that how she told the story to the cops? Okay, it's time to talk about the horse in the room. I mean, it's an actual horse. If you go by screen time, the horse is actually the main character of the movie. But who is this horse? Why is he here? Does it have points in the movie? Am I stoned enough to finish this video? Stay tuned, I guess. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Arseface doesn't seem to care for the horse. And the horse basically feels the same way. All the while engaging in the most mouth bleeding I've seen in a character ever. Then the camoed up old guy stands in a field for what looks like frickin' days shooting a shotgun at a horse that's not actually on screen with him at the same time.
I'll get you even if it's the last thing I do.
I mean, good, I don't want a horse to get shot, but, I don't know, maybe don't do a 10-minute horse shootout then?
There you are. You're running away, huh?
Oh, and there's also a terrible miniature effect of a boat. Hey son, let me borrow your boat. I want to make a movie. So, where is all this going? Well, Blonde Lady burns the mutant. I mean, after the horse kicks part of his head off. And after he chased her across the French countryside for a while. Now back to Black Beauty and the senile huntsman. The old guy fires that shotgun like 100 times.
You can't get away from me.
Didn't reload once. Makes sense, I suppose, since the blonde lady tries to load the gun later and has to shake it like the batteries died. Anyway, eventually the old man, Yummy Mummy, and Gilda all meet up by the crappy ship miniature.
I'll be its master. Its secret is mine. The
mummy,
gold.
it's coming our way.
And the mummy steps on the old guy, in a shot that overstays its welcome by a lot. Then the well-adjusted couple walks off into the cliffside. Anyway, the blonde lady suddenly awakens to find that it was all a dream. You know, that's actually okay by me. A dream is the only way to explain whatever the hell this was anyway. But, psych, she finds a sign and some junk, so I guess it all really happened after all. Well, you held that mystery for a good 45 seconds. But, now a new couple is arriving at the castle. Stop that! Hang on a sec. Is that the Frank Zappa guy from Night of Horror?
Hey, darling. We've got a nice quiet room. You get a good night's sleep.
And now the mutant and the gypsy mom are alive again? Because we missed them so much? I need a shower after this movie. I wonder if I can get someone to show me how to use the shower. I mean, I've seen showers in videos, but I was busy doing other stuff. Well, that was Devil Story. Proof that a horse can't pull off a lead role. It's also the reason I don't screw around with mushrooms anymore. This really was the worst horror film of 1986. As for 1987... I might quit.
Look, I don't know what's happening. I don't know why the dead are walking. We have got to stay together.
Are we gonna die here?
I wish I could say yes.
Now playing at the Terror City 9 Drive-In.
1987. Horror films were hitting a fine stride. Hellraiser, Evil Dead 2, and The Lost Boys are all considered classics now. But, in Chicago, a different kind of film was made. One made with commitment and ambition and a terrible premise. And what definitely looks like no more than $45. Tales from the QuadeaD Zone was only released on around 100 VHS tapes. Today those tapes can sell for thousands online, due mainly to financial irresponsibility. Thanks to digital restoration, now I can watch the worst horror film of 1987. Sometimes technology is a tool for evil. So, how does this defiance of common sense start? The movie starts like this? What the hell am I even listening to?
Ghosts and ghouls are all my friends. Open your door and welcome me.
And what's with the slimy hand? Are those drawings from an elementary school class? It looks like something I'd draw in 4th grade. Oh, remember Mad Balls?
Okay, bye. Bring mommy the pencil so she can
What? So, this is the framing device for the whole movie, which, surprise, is an anthology movie. So instead of 1 bad story, we're getting 3. Is quantity good if the quality sucks? Let me know in the comments. But this lady is apparently talking to her ghost son.
Watch it, Bobby. Be careful now.
The ghost kid, I think his name is Bobby. Well, he doesn't talk, but he does communicate by blowing in his mom's face.
Thank you, Bobby.
Is that turning her on? I'm gonna go ahead and say no. My mind will allow nothing else. Oh, and the musical score for this whole masterwork is courtesy of a keyboard's demo button. So, Bobby wants a bedtime story, even though he's a ghost. Whatever. The book he wants Mom to read is, ta-duh, Tales from the QuadeaD Zone.
Tales from the QuadeaD Zone. Huh? That sounds good.
Are you sure about that?
The first story in this Devil's Three-Way of Terribleness, or is it the second? I don't know how it works with these. Anyway, it's as short as it is incomprehensible.
Thank God for this food, although we're poor. There's 8 of us at the table, and there's only food for 4.
Then cut the sandwiches in half.
Oh my God!
Well, I guess I got food now. Wait, hold on. The characters are getting on-screen epilogues? This segment was only 8 minutes long. They don't even have names.
That was a strange tale, wasn't it, Bobby?
Is she on Xanax? Next up, we get 3 guys who go dead body stealing and then have a drink and brag about it.
It's all right with me, baby. Shit.
And remember, the ghost kid wanted to be read these stories.
Cheating me all through my life, you son of a bitch, but no more, no more.
Well, the story in this one is about one brother who's pissed at his older brother, so they go take his body after he's dead and dress it up like a clown. Why? And that's why you don't do that. You know how many undead in Terror City are dressed up like clowns? I mean, there's the whole zombie clown team from Blood'em and Brainy's Undead Circus. That's where I met my girlfriend. Oh, and this story clocked in at 20 minutes long, as opposed to the first story's 8.
You ready for another story?
So our framing device story thing is actually our final story for the movie. Good.
Oh, God. Here comes Daryl.
Apparently Bobby's dad is home, and he's a gigantic asshole. Damn. Well, clearly the mom's had all she can take, and she decides to knife the dad.
I kill you! I kill you!
But she's caught soon after and decides that she'd rather be with her son. Permanently. If you get me. Oh my God's that music. Well, Mom throat cuts herself and turns into a cheesy-looking ghost. I guess the book does too.
The name of this story is The Unsaved Vision. Once upon a time, there were a family of 3.
That voice effect was a choice. So she's gonna read QuadeaD stories to this kid forever? So hell, she's in hell. So, the story of the lady and her ghost kid blowing air in her face? All told, it's about 30 minutes long. It's actually longer than the other 2 stories put together. Well, that was Tales from the QuadeaD Zone, the movie that answers the question, how can you make an hour feel like 4? Truly the worst horror film of 1987. As for 1988... oh, for fuck's sake.
Carefree sugarless gum here. Tried it here.
America's been waiting for a family show.
You're such a jock!
1988 gave us horror greats like Child's Play, Pumpkinhead, and Maniac Cop. They were trying some stuff in the 80s. Speaking of trying stuff, Hobgoblins was trying to be a horror comedy. And believe me, it's funny, just not in the way intended. Don't believe me? Mystery Science Theater 3000 even thrashed it in their 9th season. Which is the way I recommend watching it, because Hobgoblins Unriffed and Uncut is an eye-drooping, head-nodding bore-fest that wants to be a horny Gremlins ripoff.
Pretty kinky.
But real quick, I want to give a dweller shout-out to @CarlKeeling1881, who commented on my Tales from the QuadeaD review from 1987's Worst Of video. You would think a movie with quad in the title would have 4 stories in it. Though I agree with you, CarlKeeling1881, but the number of stories was the least of this movie's problems if we're being real. Okay, now on to Hobgoblins. We open with an old security guard walking across a parking lot before bitching out his doofus trainee. Riveting.
You're being paid to work around here, not to sit around and blast your eardrums.
Hey, take it easy. I can do both.
Bonehead the mouth breather here ventures off where the old dude told him not to go.
So there's nothing down here.
Then the unseen Hobgoblins track him onto a stage, I guess, where he has some sort of standing seizure before falling off. I'm not exactly sure the Hobgoblins were guilty on this one. The old security guard finds the dork dead and then just shuts the door and leaves. Life has jaded you, hasn't it? Heartless Pete reloads the fodder cannon with Kevin, the saddest man I've ever encountered.
I think we'll get along just fine.
Huh, guess that's good news for Mitch. But it sucks for us, since Kevin is the hero of this piece. Hooray!
Oh, yes, sir. Even prepared to take notes.
But if Kevin seems sad, well, he is. And you can see why. His friends are sex-crazed caricatures, and his girlfriend is a pent-up, nut-busting prude who is somehow more unhappy than Kevin is. Usually with Kevin.
You really humiliated me. You look really pathetic.
Around this point, it hits you that they're trying to be funny. Like, on purpose. Now that we know what Kevin has to live for, we can put it all in jeopardy.
What do you do about someone who you can never make happy?
Is this your girlfriend we're talking about?
While chasing a guy who clearly peaked in high school, Kevin stumbles across the same vault from the beginning, you know, that the dorky guy found. And he lets all the Hobgoblins out. I wonder if he saw that guy's dead body. Wait, that's them? Those are stuffed animals! Look, I know I'm not one to talk, but these are puppets! I mean, really bad ones. They look like stuffed animals. They hardly move. So what these little bastards do is they grant your innermost fantasies, and then use them to kill you. We start with Kevin's phone sex-addicted friend.
Hi, it's me, Fantasia. Now hurry before the zookeeper comes.
I don't think this movie knows what sex is.
I go all the way on the first date.
Seriously, I'm softer than the Snuggle Bear right now.
Do we have some time to get Pop Rocks and whipped cream?
Then the Hobgoblins get into Amy's fantasies, and it turns out she's really into being a slut.
Treat me like dirt. Show everyone that I'm not wearing any underwear.
Oh, that reminds me. I need a schedule with Mistress Pancakes.
Is this your girlfriend we're talking about?
But how is being a slut gonna kill her, other than long-term STD damage?
Sergeant Private, what are you doing here?
Hey, Private.
Oh, okay, I've been waiting to talk about Nick. He's the boyfriend of Daphne, the female butt-dancing girl. This doofus starts chucking around grenades at the nightclub like a person who's never heard of a grenade or what it actually does. Look, the explosions can't even knock over a table. After killing all the Hobgoblins at Club Scum, the whole gang circles back to Kevin's work for a final confrontation. I'm guessing because the old guy wasn't about to go to any other location. Kevin finally gets to show his manliness off to his girlfriend. Why does he give a good goddamn about this girl? Well, finally, tired of guarding all the Hobgoblins, the old security guard uses his old army munitions training to blow the whole building up, killing all the Hobgoblins. Wait, so he could have blown up the Hobgoblins at any time and didn't? Not to mention he's been covering up their murders for like 30 years.
Every time we hire a new guard, he only lasts for a couple of weeks, then he's gone. How many is it now? 3, 4?
It's 3.
You're a monster!
You were my hero tonight.
Alright, so the hero's big reward after helping kill all those Hobgoblins is awkward two-virgin sex?
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
That's gonna be terrible.
Idiot.
Hobgoblins is the perfect example of why you don't tell every kid they're special. It's bad all around. It tries to lean into its own absurdity like it's in on the joke. But we're not laughing with you, Hobgoblins. We're laughing at you. And bonus, this 1988 schlockfest actually got a sequel in 2009. And yeah, it's bad. But we'll have to wait until 2009 to see if it actually qualifies for this show.
Which one? Watch out. Pick the first one!
Go! Kick his butt!
Well, that was Hobgoblins. Proof that being funny and trying to be funny are two different things. Without question, the worst horror film of 1988. As for 1989... Is this Canadian? I can tell. It's Canadian, isn't it?
Zombie of the darkness. The fright to end all frights. An otherworldly danger has fallen from the skies, unleashing a darkness that turns night into a perpetual nightmare. When the sun sets, the terror rises. Zombie of the darkness. Mia Donovan was a hero of daylight, a brave firefighter saving lives. But at night, she's the last hope in a town consumed by shadow. Armed only with courage and the will to survive, she must lead a band of unlikely heroes, fighting through hordes of the infected, driven by an unspeakable hunger. Can light banish the darkness? Will they reach safety? Or will they find themselves trapped in a web of government secrets and lies? Zombie of the darkness. The night is alive, and it's hungry. Zombie of the darkness. Get ready for the darkest ride of your life. This summer, the darkness isn't just coming. It's already here. Zombie of the darkness, coming soon to a theater near you. Zombie of the darkness. Stay in the light, if you can.
Now playing at the Terror City 9 Drive-In. Seriously, we'll show anything.
1989, a year that shut out Pet Sematary, Puppet Master, and Parents, and other horrors that didn't start with the letter P. But in Canada, a group of amateur filmmakers were watching Evil Dead and said, we can do that. And no, they couldn't. This is Things, a movie with more identity issues than a confused teen. But before I expose myself to this wheat thresher of a movie, let's check out a Dweller comment. This one is from @TonyA.Hawk, or the Tanya Hawk. I don't know you. Anyway, they write, you're not actually going to sit through Things, are you? I admire y'all. Not only is it the worst of 1989, it's one of the worst ever. Cool, thanks for commenting. And yeah, it's more than safe to say that this is elite tier terrible. So, let's carve into this turkey. We start off promising enough with a naked lady in a devil mask giving some doofus a baby.
I want you to have my baby.
And I want you to stop talking so I can focus on the nudity. Oh, and holy shit, does this music blow! It's by a band called Strike 9, who are apparently proud of this. Alright. We then cut to a reporter played by adult star Amber Lynn, who looks like she was kidnapped and won't be released until her scenes are done.
Hi, and welcome to TV9 News. I'm Amber Lynn.
I'm Johnny Scott.
We are your hosts for today's broadcast.
She pops up once in a while to obviously read off cue cards.
A medical discovery by the world-renowned Dr. Lucas of Grizzly Flats. Scientists and surgeons alike are very excited.
And don't worry, nothing she is saying has any bearing on the rest of the movie. Now, we cut to a couple of dorks who are here to visit Doug, the weird guy with the baby from the beginning.
You must be home. Doug! 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 Are you home?
And the dialogue here just really sucks.
Party, party, party.
You sure Doug won't mind if we have a few of his beer?
Do you smell burnt toast? So, these three asshats are immediately unpleasant. I mean, as people.
Why don't you put something on TV?
There's an idea.
They get the bestiality network up here.
Damn near everything that comes out of their mouths is some sort of insult, put down, or just flat out negativity.
Turn this thing off. Susan's trying to sleep.
And all they seem to care about is getting more beer.
What we need is a couple of hot women and a few beers up here.
Meanwhile, there's a tape recorder in the freezer.
Hey, let's try this thing.
That guy's pretty strange.
Done.
You better turn it off. I think I'm being possessed.
This is like if I just stood here and made Tom Servo references for 5 minutes. Mrixel. So, Doug's wife, who went through some artificial insemination crap, ends up birthing some kind of alien bug demon thing.
Don! Fred! Come quick! Susan's sick!
Which looks like a xenomorph if the queen drank a lot. And then suddenly there's a whole house full of these things. Crappy papier-mâché monsters that somehow manage to look even crappier than the hobgoblins I tore into last time. I think I actually owe hobgoblins an apology. At least they look like they could possibly pass as alive. Sorry guys, no hard feelings. So don't ask me why, but Don the Pompous decides he wants to do a TED Talk about a book he read once. I must have been the only one.
I read a story once about something weird like this. It was a sci-fi novel about a couple of teenagers.
This is really no time for stories, Don.
Not to mention these idiots keep cackling like morons or making lame-ass jokes.
I got one for you. How do you get paper children? Yeah, how you get them? You f*** a bag, lady.
Hey Doug, isn't your wife dead in the other room?
Why don't you and Fred help me to ease the tension right now by helping me find out what exactly happened to Susan?
Did I mention that the audio sucks? Because I cannot stress it enough. It's bad.
What are we gonna do with Susan's body? I never thought I'd have to live with the dead.
Half the dialogue is dubbed badly, and the rest is incoherent and totally lacking any kind of sound effects. And speaking of dead, we finally get to see some actual splatter. But it somehow manages to be really gross and totally non-believable.
Huh? Don! Don! They're eating me!
Cool, thanks for the update. Now we're down to Don and Doug, or Who's Gonna Hit on You at Last Call on a Tuesday. It's like watching two of the most unlikable humans get stuck in a will they make it scenario.
Oh no! What did I do?
I don't care. The big-ass bedbugs finally eat Doug, off-screen, and Don gets away. Then we're running through a forest. A random dude pulls Don up over a bridge. Bro, just walk around.
I'm gonna die. I feel like it, but I'm saved.
Things is 5 minutes of movie with 85 minutes of nonsense. And the 5 minutes of movie were bad to begin with.
Isn't this Salvador Dali's famous Devil's Daughter painting? It was thought to be burned years ago. How did Doug get a hold of it?
From a tech standpoint, it's literally the worst film I've ever seen. I'd rather watch QuadeaD Zone again than this crap. And that should scare the hell out of you.
Where's Fred? I think he went into the third, fourth, and fifth dimension.
I felt every second of this movie. I was rooting for a plague or a rogue asteroid by the end. Anything to end this movie quicker.
Yep. It is plastic.
So yeah, if you're ever tempted to watch Things, don't. Save yourself the trauma. You're welcome. Well, that was Things. A love letter to Evil Dead, written by a drug-addled psychopath. Without question, the worst horror film of 1989, if not ever. As for 1990... What the hell, did someone try to shoplift in here?
Lumpy, we have an issue with the worst of 1990.
What, did no one make horror films that year?
On the contrary, my mounded mutant, we seem to have a tie for the worst of 1990.
Oh well, call it a mulligan then. We can just jump to 1991.
Not a chance. Instead, you shall review them both. For YouTube, the cult classic Troll 2, the first movie I saw that actually had an odor.
There's a movie as bad as Troll 2?
In its own disgusting way, but yes. As such, for the Patreon supporters, dweller tier or higher, you will see the horrendous pro-choice gross-out, The Suckling. And before you even ask, you do not get overtime. Tethermind out.
I might need backup.
I know he's dead.
Hey dwellers, we've got something new from Basement 1F. These are sledges, handmade, each one a little different. They're $50 at basement1f.com, and yeah, they're solid work.
Damn it, who let the sledges out?
And then there's the Terror City Citizens, premium belts. These are for collectors. All handmade, unique, and extremely limited. If you've wanted a real piece of Terror City, now's the time. Basement1f.com. Take a look, cause we kinda need a new camera.